Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar, Ramp Up Your Business with Xero. This is presented in conjunction with the Chichester Chamber of Commerce and Industry. My name is Andre, and I am the Systems and Practice Manager here at Rowden's Chartered Accountants, and I will be your moderator for today. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the webinar environment, these are the Zoom settings, and let's just take a quick closer look at the controls. Select audio settings to select and test your speakers. Submit questions via the Q&A button. There'll be a question and answer session a little bit later on in the webinar, and then click leave meeting at any time if you need to leave the meeting. This is also recorded, and at the same time, basically might be used for other reasons. Now let's basically go and introduce today's presenter, Penny Rowden, one of our directors here at Rowden's Chartered Accountants. Welcome, Penny.
Good morning, everyone. It's lovely to have you on your webinar this morning about ramping up your business with Xero. Before we start, I just wanted to give you a bit of background on Rowden's Chartered Accountants, Xero itself, and why we care so passionately about using Xero and the wealth of cloud apps that integrate with it. My husband Jonathan and I are both chartered accountants, and after varied careers with both small accountancy firms and giants like KPMG, both here and in the States, we started Rowden's back in 2007. Our main aim was to use our expertise to help the owners of family-owned businesses run the financial side of their businesses, removing stress and enabling them to focus on their own areas of expertise and achieve success in whatever way resonated with them. This could be financial freedom, growing a successful business to finance their chosen lifestyle, time freedom to spend more time on their hobbies or with their families, or mind freedom to relieve stress and enjoy whatever they're doing without constantly worrying about their business and their finances. More on this later. There was one major block to all of this. The more sophisticated small business owners tended to use desktop bookkeeping software such as Sage or QuickBooks, while others were still typing all their financial information onto spreadsheets or even just using handwritten records. This meant that as accountants, to be able to look at their figures, discuss their finances, and prepare management or statutory accounts, as well as keep HMRC off their backs, we had to ask for backups to input into our bureau versions of Sage or QuickBooks, get printouts, saved Excel spreadsheets, or the manual cash books. Getting to the financial data was often difficult, and the record keeping was often very poor, particularly if the business owner was trying to do the bookkeeping themselves, often with little understanding of what they were doing, and often doing it after a long day's work in the business. Also, the data was already out of date by the time we were looking at it, as the day-to-day business didn't stop while we were preparing figures from the data we'd been given. Meanwhile, down under, a New Zealand accountancy-trained entrepreneur and an IT whiz kid had got their heads together, and at the entrepreneur's kitchen table came up with a solution: cloud accounting. All the data would be held in the cloud, and all the interested parties could have access to it in real time. That way, we were all looking at live data, and as accountants, we could easily log in and help with any queries, correct any mistakes where necessary, and be able to have meaningful conversations with the business owner in real time. And so Xero was born, and cloud accounting blew a hole in the back and forth old way that accountants and their clients interacted, and small businesses started having access to very sophisticated software in the form of subscription-based apps that only the very large companies could previously afford. As a firm, we heard about Xero in 2011, and although it was still quite basic in those days, I remember looking at it and knowing instantly that this was going to change everything. Unbeknownst to me, they were still working out of coffee shops with no UK office, so we were very early adopters of the software. We spent a lot of time really getting to know the software and helping our clients use it properly. And this paid dividends as our clients came to love Xero as much as we did. All our team members, including the dog, are Xero certified and regularly attend Xero update courses and training. to ensure that we keep up to date with the constant changes and enhancements to the software. In November 2018, we were thrilled to be awarded the Xero Small Accountancy Firm of the Year, which recognised our Xero expertise and the work we've been doing in helping our clients grow their businesses through the use of Xero and related apps. So that's just a bit of background for you. And now let's get cracking with the content. To kick off today's session, some statistics. Did you know that 50% of small businesses fail within the first 5 years? That's a scary thought. And around 82% of small businesses fail due to poor cash flow. However, the good news is that 85% of Xero small businesses who worked with a Xero certified advisor were still in business after 5 years. This shows how important it is for business owners to work with a trusted advisor using Xero to automate processes, get paid faster, and monitor and measure results. Let's have a look at how you can work with us and Xero to ensure you're still in business in 5 years and beyond. Xero's purpose is to make life better for small businesses, their advisors and communities around the world. Our purpose is achieving success together. We love working with Xero to achieve a common purpose of improving the lives of small business owners. We've been working with small businesses for a while now, and we find that they're all seeking at least one of what we call the 3 freedoms. The first is financial freedom, having sufficient cash to enjoy your desired lifestyle. The second is time freedom. This is having balance in your life to spend time with your family and friends and having the freedom to enjoy your hobbies. The third is mind freedom. This is reduced stress levels and the ability to sleep at night, having the peace of mind that everything in your business is as it should be and you can sustain any future downturns. Think about which of these is the most important for you. What can you do to attain this freedom? Let's have a look at how Xero can help. So here's what I'll be covering today. First, we'll look at how Xero helps you save time and how it can help you get paid faster. Then we'll have a look at your different options with Xero and how we can work together to ensure you're using Xero to its full potential. We'll also look at how we can help you monitor your results regularly to help with informed decision making. And finally, we'll discuss the next steps you can take, and I'll answer any questions you might have. To see how Xero can improve the life of a small business owner, I want to use Annie as an example throughout today's webinar. Annie is a plumber with her own business. She employs 4 other team members, also uses subcontractors, and has 2 young children. Annie still works on the tools the majority of the time, as well as doing quotes and all the paperwork. Her workday generally starts at 7 a.m. and she gets home at 4 p.m. She feels guilty about the amount of time she spends working and wants to spend more quality time with her children. She uses a diary to manually record jobs and creates quotes and invoices using Microsoft Word, then emails them to customers. She also manages the payroll herself. After her kids are in bed, Annie spends an hour or 2 at the kitchen table most nights, finalising quotes, preparing invoices, reconciling the bank accounts, following up overdue invoices, paying bills and wages, and managing all the jobs to ensure there's enough stock and the team knows where to be. She's never quite sure how much money is in the bank, but it never seems to be as much as she expects. Sometimes she pays herself less to make sure her team get paid. I'm sure some of these pain points sound familiar to you all. Using online accounting software like Xero is one of the easiest ways to save time and reduce stress. I'm sure you've all spent time at night trying to sort out your accounts, reconciling your transactions while rifling through receipts, all after a long day at work. I'm sure none of you started a business intending to spend nights doing paperwork instead of spending time with your family or friends. With Xero, you can automatically download all the transactions from your bank account, match them to your purchase and sales invoices, at the same time as automatically reconciling your transactions to your bank account. Xero records and categorizes everything for you, so you don't have to print off your bank statements and sit with a highlighter and ruler to mark off each transaction. It starts to learn from your behavior and make suggestions for you and scan Xero for invoices or bills that might correspond to the transactions coming through the bank, so you don't need to match them yourself. You can also set up bank rules, so recurring transactions will automatically be coded throughout the year. Sending invoices through Xero saves you time and means your customers receive their invoices instantly via email or an online link. You can reduce data entry by copying previous invoices or by setting up a repeating invoice template, so Xero automatically creates recurring invoices for you to send to your customers. You can also set up automatic reminders, so Xero sends a reminder to customers that their invoice is due. One of the joys of Xero is that it integrates with a whole host of different apps for all aspects of running your business. One of our favourites is Dext. Formerly called Receipt Bank, it captures the data from your purchase invoices and receipts and downloads it into Xero. All you need to do is forward an emailed invoice straight to Dext or snap a receipt on your phone. Click Submit and the bill appears in Dext and can even appear straight into Xero if you want it to. This can happen almost instantaneously, causing a new client to shake his head and mutter about dark arts when he snapped his first receipt through Dext. As long-time users and champions of Dext, we have a special deal with them, which means that we can offer the software to our clients on an all-you-can-eat basis for just £10 a month plus VAT. As you can imagine, most of our clients use Dext as it is such fantastic value and a huge time saver. Xero does offer a similar software called HubDoc to all Xero subscribers, which is an alternative to Dext for those who really can't stretch to £10 a month. It will do the job, but Dext definitely gets our vote. It's much more powerful and has some nice features, such as Combine in the mobile app, which enables the user to photograph the front and back of a receipt, or photograph a very long receipt in sections, or a credit card receipt, plus the related bill, and combine it into one transaction. Once the bill or receipt is in Xero, Xero then automatically matches the related payment from the bank feed for you, saving yet more time and effort. The result is less paper, more accurate data, and a better view of your finances, not to mention the time you'll get back. Of course, many of you may prefer not to deal with any reconciliations, coding, and other financial and administrative tasks, even with the time savings that Xero provides. So for many of our clients, we look after that side of the business for them too. We use Xero and take on all of these tasks so you don't have to. The clients we do this work for already often comment that it's given them total peace of mind and time freedom to enjoy the things they'd prefer to do, like relaxing at the end of a hard day or enjoying time with their families. Another advantage to outsourcing this work to us is that there are no errors to correct at the year end, which in the past could have resulted in additional fees or tax surprises. So this webinar shows you what's possible with Xero, and you can decide whether you'd like us to do the work for you, or if you'd prefer doing it on your own, or indeed use your own bookkeepers. Either way, using Xero will save you time and reduce your stress. Talk to us about your preferred option and we'll support you with implementation and training to ensure you maximize your time savings using Xero. So how will these features help Annie? Remember, she was spending an hour or two doing paperwork most nights. First of all, with Xero's bank reconciliation, Annie won't have to sit down with bank statements, bills and invoices and a highlighter and manually reconcile the accounts. By using online invoicing, Annie can automatically create invoices and seamlessly send them to her customers online. She can also create quotes using Xero, then convert these into invoices when they've been accepted. She can even do all this from her phone. From a customer point of view, I've just had some electrical work and carpet fitting in my dad's flat. Both companies were using Xero, quoted me through Xero, and turned the quotes into invoices as soon as the work was done. They were paid very quickly because the process was so efficient and the invoices were sent at the point of maximum satisfaction, not a week later when I'd forgotten how pleased I was to have the work done. Equally, it was very easy for them to send the invoice because the quote had already been agreed and could be turned into an invoice in a couple of clicks. From the cost side, Dex will allow Annie to have bills automatically forwarded from her email to Xero. She can also take photos of bills and receipts, upload them to Dex, and seamlessly reconcile these with her bank feeds. And also, because the bills and receipts are saved online in Dex and also with the relevant transaction in Xero, she won't need to keep shoeboxes full of receipts. As Annie is a plumber, using Xero with its very powerful construction industry scheme, also known as CIS, with those features will make a huge difference to her. With Xero, she can comply with all the HMRC legislation, verify the tax status of her subbies, pay them correctly, deducting the right amount of CIS tax from what she pays them, submit her monthly CIS returns directly from Xero, and also issue their payment certificates, all with the touch of a button. It's a huge time saver and really an excellent piece of software. So we've seen how much more time Annie will have if she uses the full power of Xero. But cash is king, right? And ultimately, business owners want to have enough money to enjoy their desired lifestyle. Did you know that on average, it takes small businesses just over 30 days to be paid? That's a lot of cash locked up in debtors. This is another confronting statistic and shows there's a lot of room for improvement. Further, late payments are increasing and at their worst since August 2020. Most business owners are experts at what they do, but might not know much about running a business and managing their cash. Cash flow is so important for you as small business owners. It's not enough just to have a profitable business. Profitable businesses can and do fail due to poor cash flow. So often you can just be, well, a lot of business owners we meet will just be checking their bank account. And as long as they've got money in the bank, they think they're doing okay. But actually just looking at your bank account isn't good enough. You need to have a look at your creditors and see what money you've got to go out, what money is due for your corporation tax if you're a company, what money is due for VAT. Have you got did you just make a big purchase and you're going to have to pay a large amount in the future, which obviously isn't reflected in your bank account yet. Sometimes the worst thing you can do if you've got poor cash flow is to rush out and do more sales because you've got to buy more stock and then they might, if they take a long time to pay you, you're going to be really stuck. So cash flow is really important and understanding how it works within your business. So with Xero, you can get more insight into how your business is really doing, and we can help you implement strategies to manage your cash and improve your cash flow. Let's look at some of the features in Xero which can help you get paid faster, because late payment of invoice is a huge contributor to poor cash flow. The faster you get paid, the better your cash flow will be. Xero's data shows that on average, businesses get paid up to twice as fast when they use online invoice payments. This helps improve your cash flow as cash isn't tied up in your debtors for as long. Online payments in Xero allows you to connect a payment service like Stripe or Go Cardless, which adds a pay now option to your online invoices. This is a win for both you and your customers. It's easy for you to set up and easy for your customers to pay straight away. Customers are less likely to forget to pay an invoice, and they don't have to spend time logging into their internet banking and processing the payment. Instead, they'll see a pay now button right there on the invoice, prompting them to pay you there and then. Invoice reminders is another tool in Xero that automates your customer payment collection and helps you get paid faster. Invoice reminders saves you time and frustration as you don't have to manually chase overdue invoices. After enabling invoice reminders, Xero will automatically email your customers when their invoices become overdue. Sometimes customers may need a little nudge before they pay. Invoice reminders are a quick and easy way to give you time back and ensure your customers pay their invoices quickly. For those businesses that want more sophisticated invoice chasing, as well as the ability to access credit reports and gain access to invoice financing to help manage cash flow, we have partnered with an app called Satago, which integrates with Xero and takes credit control to a whole new level for a small additional cost. If you're interested in that, do ask us, because it's a really useful app, actually. We've got some clients using it, and they really love particularly the ability to access credit reports and things. So they make sure they don't take on any dodgy customers, or keep an eye on how some of their customers are doing. So Xero wants to give businesses clear visibility of their financial position and cash flow to help you make better informed decisions and set you up for success. A feature they've created, which is included in all their plans, is the short-term cash flow projection. This is a dashboard style tool designed to help you view and manage your cash flow better by projecting your cash flow for the next 7 or 30 days. The cash flow projection is based on the balance of your bank accounts in Xero and future one-off or repeating invoices and bills. This helps you keep an eye on your bank balance to ensure you have enough cash to cover upcoming payments. We can also add budgets into Xero and monitor performance against budget, as well as integrating with more sophisticated cash flow and reporting apps for further monitoring and insights. As a small business owner, Annie relies on customers paying by online banking. This means they need to copy the bank account number from the invoice and enter it into their online banking, with the risk that they could enter a wrong number. If Annie was to use Stripe or PayPal, customers would be able to click a button on their online invoice and be taken straight to pay online. Online payments make payment quick and easy for customers, and the easier make it for them, the faster they'll pay. Equally, you can use Go Cardless as well. That's an integrated payment service with Xero, and that's a direct debit service. So it's ideal if you've got customers on repeating invoices if you're that sort of a business. So by setting up invoice reminders, Annie won't need to go through her bank account and compare the transaction to the invoices to see who's paid on time and who needs to be followed up. Xero would automatically send an invoice reminder with a button to pay online, giving customers another chance to pay. Annie has struggled with knowing when payments will be going out and whether there's enough cash in the bank on a particular day to cover due payments. With Xero's short-term cash flow projection, she can quickly find out when cash is due to come in and when it's due to go out, and have peace of mind that there will be enough cash to cover the outgoings over the next 7 or 30 days. These are the 3 Xero plans on their business edition. Accountants like us who partner with Xero also have access to a partner edition plans, which can be used in specific circumstances, such as for rental properties or micro businesses not requiring invoicing. So it's just a sort of slightly cheaper way of going on to Xero as well for those particular businesses. For small businesses, the starter plan on the left of your screen there is a good place to begin. You can send 20 invoices and quotes and enter 5 bills in a month. The best part is that you can reconcile unlimited transactions from the point of view of the bank and capture your bills and receipts either by using Xero's own HubDoc add-on or our preferred software Dext, saving you time trying to find receipts or printing off bills. And also meaning that you don't have to keep all your paperwork in paper form taking up room, because it can all be held electronically. You'll also have access to cash flow and business snapshot, so you can easily monitor how your business is doing. Most businesses find the standard plan the most suitable. With unlimited invoices, quotes and bills, the ability to bulk reconcile transactions and integration with either Dext or HubDoc, your business will be more efficient. You can also manage expenses for one person. For these larger businesses, well, actually for any of the Xero plans, you can also have unlimited users with for no extra cost with different levels of access. So that can be really useful if you want somebody else in your business to do the invoicing, or maybe you've got, I don't know, a non-exec or something that you want to be able to have read-only access so that they could look at reports. So that's another great feature of Xero. And finally, if your business deals with international transactions, the premium plan allows you to use multiple currencies. Unlike many other competitors, Xero has built their software around multi-currency rather than adding it as an afterthought, which makes currency conversion seamless and a joy to use. In the past, I remember trying to do currency in Sage, and it was an absolute nightmare. I can't tell you how awful it was. And I did something the wrong way round and ended up having to do a reversing journal and crashing it completely because the way the currency worked. And they lost a complete, luckily they'd taken it back up that morning, but they had lost a complete day's work. So it's such a relief using something like Xero. So to help ensure your business is as efficient as possible, Xero has developed add-ons which can be added to your Xero subscription if your business requires the extra functionality. Xero's add-ons are payrolls, projects and expenses, and I suppose CIS as well, because to get the full features of CIS, such as submitting straight from the software and doing bulk sort of payments for the subcontractors, you do need to pay for it, just an extra sort of add-on on that. And then it also, they've now just brought in Analytics Plus as well, and that gives more features than the basics analytics functionality included in the standard subscriptions. So Xero Payroll, it's a basic payroll software. It's fine for very small businesses wanting to do their own payroll. It is compliant with the requirements of HMRC, but it is clunky in comparison with dedicated payroll software such as BrightPay, which is our preferred option for our clients where we do the payroll for them. And although BrightPay doesn't have a full integration with Xero, it can connect through Xero's open API and push the payroll journals through to Xero, which is useful. But, you know, there is Xero Payroll, and we do have the odd client using it for their business, and, you know, it's fine for just very small numbers. With Xero projects, you can quote, invoice and monitor your jobs, helping you monitor how much money your business makes from each project. This all-in-one tool tracks time, cost and profitability on every job. For a slightly different take on this, for free, Xero also has tracking categories, which can be used to monitor sales and costs and profitability for different areas of the business. Tracking categories can also be used for different jobs or projects, and we often find it's a better solution for some businesses than Xero projects. I think we should say that Xero projects, a bit like Xero Payroll, is a LITE version, and there is much more sophisticated software sort of out there in the form of apps and add-ons. So again, do talk to us if you're thinking about using it. But we do have clients using Xero projects, and one client said to me yesterday, actually, she had found another add-on which she was raving about, and she said Xero projects is a complete waste of space for her because it didn't do what she needed. But for other clients, it's absolutely what they need. So it's just finding the right solution for you and your business. And then just finally, Xero Expenses is an add-on as well, and it allows you to easily capture, track and manage your team's expenses. The free mobile app allows your team to take a photo of receipts while out and about and track their mileage using the map feature. As it's fully integrated with Xero, you can use the batch payment feature to quickly reimburse team members and reconcile in your bank account. This ensures you have an accurate view of your team's spending and know when reimbursements are due, which helps manage your cash flow. So again, that's worth looking at. We have clients using it. Dext also has an expenses feature as part of the Dext subscription that we charge. So that's worth looking at it as well. It's a slightly different way of doing things, but you know, it's worth looking at either. And then also for mileage, we use a really nice little app called Trip Catcher as well, which is very cheap. And so for some people, that's a better option than paying for Xero Expenses. So again, horses for courses. So as well as Xero's own add-ons, they also have a marketplace of over 1,000 apps that connect to Xero, providing further automation and saving you more time. The apps in the marketplace specialize in different areas of business or in different industries. These include point of sale, inventory management, i.e. stock management, customer relationship management, time tracking, and practice management, just to name a few. Whatever your industry, whether you're a tradie, a farmer, retailer, hairdresser, lawyer, got rental properties, or another business owner, there are apps in the marketplace which will help you save time and money and reduce your stress levels. With so many apps, it can be a bit overwhelming choosing the right apps for your business. We can help you with this to ensure that you'll get a significant return on your investment in any apps you choose. We're very enthusiastic about the power that the combination of the right apps can have on your business. And Andre, who is moderating this webinar, is a particular expert in this. He's been working very closely with a number of different clients in various industries, transforming the way they work, helping them to save even more time and improving their reporting. If this is something that would interest you, do get in touch because it can make a massive difference to you. Our most successful clients use Xero and work with us regularly. We want you to understand what's happening in your business so you can make fully informed decisions. This is why we love Xero so much. You can quickly and easily monitor your transactions and cash flow, saving you so much time and stress. Remember those statistics from the beginning of this webinar? We want you to be on the right side of those statistics with a successful business for years to come. Your best chance is to work with us and Xero. If you were to pay yourself an hourly rate for reconciling your bank accounts, chasing up your team for receipts, and sorting out your accounts, what would this add up to each month? It's likely to be significantly more than the cost of a Xero subscription. And since Xero improves accuracy, it's likely we'll be able to process your annual accounts and tax returns faster, saving you money on accounting fees too. It's not just the financial savings though. Think about how much more time and mind freedom you'd have. So where to from here? It's important to take action now to set up your business for success. We offer all of our clients an annual complimentary meeting. If you haven't had one yet this year, get in touch to schedule yours. We've also created a complimentary 3 freedoms worksheet we can send you. This will help you identify areas in your business that you can work on to ensure you achieve financial time and mind freedom. If you're ready to upgrade your Xero account to a starter, standard or premium plan, we can arrange that. We can also get you set up and train you and your team to ensure that you're off to the best start with Xero. So where I've got on the slide there, upgrade your Xero plan, that's from £12 plus VAT, which is the starter version. I think the standard version is currently £26 plus VAT per month. And the premium version is £33 plus VAT per month. And then if you want some of the Xero add-ons, then they're extra, like having full CIS is £5 plus VAT. Analytics Plus, I think, is £5. And expenses, I think, is £2.50. There's usually some free trials on those as well. So well worth having a look at it. Projects, I think that's £5 a month as well. So let's have one more look at the freedom Annie can achieve by working with us in Xero. Firstly, she'll have more money. She'll have a better overview of her finances, get paid faster, get better at costing jobs, and understand her cash flow. She might spend 1 to 2 hours a week on paperwork compared to the 5 to 10 hours it was taking her before. That could be an extra 8 or so hours that she has to spend with her family. Also, Annie knows that making tax digital, also known as MTD for VAT, is already in place for VAT registered businesses. And that means that you have to do things digitally, and everything has to work from sort of invoices upwards digitally. And then you have to submit digitally as well through HMRC recognised software. So by using Xero or a similar type of software, that is all taken care of. The other thing is that quarterly reporting under MTD for income tax and the self-employed is just around the corner, with MTD for corporation tax following on soon. So in the next few years, everybody in the country, whether you're, if you have a tax return or you're got any business of any sort, will be having to use and submit digitally somehow. So it's well worth getting onto Xero now and getting that sorted. And Annie knows that by using Xero for her bookkeeping, she will be compliant with everything that HMRC throws at her. Another stress of running a business removed. And finally, she'll have peace of mind that her business is successful and will be one of the businesses that survive past 5 years. Imagine what your life could look like in 12 months if you work with us and Xero. So, Andre, I'll let you sort of take over to see if there's any questions for anybody. So does anyone have any questions about Xero or how our firm can help you ramp up your business?
Yeah, so nice. On the screen there's a Q&A button. If you any questions that you have, you can just submit it through there. But we've had a few come in already. Penny, does all bank feeds feed into Xero?
Most bank feeds do. Sort of in the recent years, there's been a worldwide, I think, effort, I don't think it's just our government, that all banks must have open APIs, which means that they can integrate with other apps or other software. And so as a result of that, many banks now will feed into Xero for free. In the past, you had to pay for certain banks to be fed in. So I have just found one. I've just been working recently with a local museum, and we found that the Charities Aid Foundation Bank doesn't feed in. It doesn't matter if, well, it's obviously not as convenient, because if once you've connected it and it's feeding in, then you don't have to sort of worry about it too much anymore. Apart from every 90 days, they do have to be. The connection has to be sort of redone for security reasons, but you can, if you can't have an automatic bank feed, as long as you've got online banking, you'll be able to go into your bank and just download the transactions and import them into Xero that way. We really do recommend that, rather than sort of typing them into Xero. It's so much better and quicker just to be able to import the information in. And Xero has a lovely little feature called find and remove and redo, which means that if you've matched something to the wrong thing or you've made a mistake, you can just say remove and redo and it pops back up on the bank feed. And obviously if you haven't imported the bank transactions into Xero somehow, then you can't use that feature, and it can sort of waste a bit of time and cause a few issues. So if for some reason there isn't a bank feed with that particular bank account or credit card, I mean, credit cards feed in as well, then I really would recommend that you use the import statement feature. You can import a CSV, but as well, but ideally it's better to import through a slightly different format called OFX or QIF, which most banks do. The other thing we have found is that Metro Bank, at the moment, for some reason, isn't being recognised as a proper bank. Don't quite understand it, but you can sort of have, rather than do it through open banking, you can do a partner feed with them where they you sort of kind of sign an agreement that Metro Bank can talk to Xero. One of our clients is using Metro Bank, and she said that Metro Bank have told her that they're hoping to have all this resolved in the next few months, but slightly strange that that's happened.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you very much. I think that this is very good to go in here there, that if there's not a direct feed basically going into Xero, that there is other alternatives to get the bank transactions in as well. Another question basically has just popped in. It's, I think Xero is for me, but I am not a bookkeeper or accountant. Can this still help me? I think basically what we may be asking here is the fear that there is basically about getting stuff wrong and so on and so forth. And I think maybe we should just maybe speak about our options that we have on dealing with that.
Absolutely, and it's really interesting actually with people using Xero. I mean, we've got, I don't know, over 90% of our clients using Xero now, and those that aren't, there's usually a good reason, like they've got other software linked with their Sage or whatever it is that they don't want to have to unravel. But we've got clients who initially have been really concerned about using this particular software or changing from their old desktop software. And normally we find with a bit of hand-holding very quickly that they're using it very confidently. And if it isn't the sort of thing that they like or want to do, then usually it can, pay them dividends to have us do it or work with somebody else to do it for them. Really, if we're doing the bookkeeping, all we ask is that they get their information up into Dex. So they've just got a mobile app on their phone, they just snap a receipt as soon as they get it, or if it's an invoice coming in by email, that they just forward it straight up to Dext. And then we can deal with it from there. And because it's all in the cloud, it means that we can be doing it from anywhere. So, and also, of course, from their point of view, they can look at the software from anywhere as well. So they find that really useful. I mean, certainly the couple of tradies, the electrician, carpenter man that I was doing work with, they both said to me that they actually didn't understand the software particularly well, but they knew their bits of it, which was doing quotes and invoicing and getting stuff up to Dext. So for them, that was all they needed to do. And in their particular, we weren't their accountants, but their accountant was then doing the other bits. And that works a lot for our clients as well. But bizarrely, I mean, we've had people who wouldn't, who would say, I mean, there's one particular chap I remember who's a plumber, and he wasn't very confident at all about using it. But we just helped him and talked to him about it. And he's really using it pretty well and knows what he's doing, and we just top and tail the rest for him. So it's really not an issue for him. Sometimes people who think they know better and perhaps more on the IT side could be more difficult, have more problems with the software because they think they know things and try shortcuts and things instead of the people who just sort of follow the instructions. But we do take it very seriously. We love our clients to be very confident with the software. So in our fees, we build in, a sort of an any questions type fee so that people can just ring us and feel confident that they can ring us and get advice on how to use the software. Just be able to just know that they've got peace of mind that and the other thing is Xero is very flexible. If you do something wrong, it really doesn't matter. It's one of the reasons why I prefer it over its competitors, actually, because everything's very, very visible. There's an audit trail for everything, but equally you can just got various features in it like remove and redo, which just means if you make a mistake, you can just go into it and change it. And from our point of view as well, we have access to something called find and recode. So again, if somebody's put a whole load of transactions into one particular category and they decide that they actually would rather some of them went into a different category, or we decide that would be a good idea, then we can easily sort of quickly move bulk transactions. So you really don't have to worry with software like this. While you can make a Horlicks of it, generally it can all be sorted. But our favourite clients are the ones that ask questions and want to learn and or want us to do it and just focus on the bits that they do. The ones that are really awful are the ones that just present us with a Horlicks at the end and haven't sort of spoken to us during the year. Whole point is to try and have meaningful figures at your fingertips. That's my big cry. Let the software do the heavy lifting and the rest of us get on with what we do best, whether it's interpreting the accounts and figures and helping businesses succeed, or from the business owner being able to do what they do best, which is running their business and the reason they went into business in the first place.
Yeah, definitely. It's all about that partnership, about utilizing different people's expertise on different areas.
Absolutely.
We had basically another question come in here. Does the Xero plans include any of the add-on apps that you've mentioned? I think what we're talking about there is in the prices that you mentioned there for Xero. Does it include all the add-ons?
Yeah, they don't. Those, the Xero has a lot of features within the standard prices. So for instance, the basic cash flow feature that I mentioned, they have a thing called Xero Analytics, Business Analytics, which was included in there. But things like projects, the full CIS feature, you can run CIS in Xero within any of the plans, but you can't just do some little sort of things on the top, like I think sort of have a direct link to HMRC. I think I'm right in saying, aren't I, Andre?
Believe so, yeah.
Yeah. And then expenses is a small paid for app. Obviously payroll is you pay per employee. You have a sort of I think it's like £5 a month, and then you pay per employee after that. So sometimes it's, you know, it's good that they're doing these things and they're offering them, and for some people they work very well. I mean, many of our clients just use standard Xero and that's all they need. But for others, you know, they're looking for something a bit different. Sometimes the Xero add-on itself will work for them. More likely it will be that actually they're looking for something a bit more sophisticated, and so we will then advise on, you know, talk to them and scope out their requirements, and then find an app that will suit them better. So it's really just finding, you know, the right thing. But generally, where I've said it's an add-on in that slide, it will be a paid for add-on to the basic Xero subscription.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that's the final question that I have here is, we've got a very complicated day-to-day operation. How will I know if Xero is the answer, sort of / the correct financial system?
You won't necessarily, you won't know just sort of straight off. It's something, if you have got a complicated financial system, then that does need looking at. And that's the sort of area where Andre in particular can advise on it. So it's a matter of actually looking at your day-to-day and just exactly how what processes you run, what you need. I think Xero initially was only ever intended for service industries and sort of where there wasn't a lot of stock and all this sort of thing. But because of the power of the add-ons and the open API integrations, it's now possible to make it the hub of a really sophisticated system, and really relatively inexpensively compared, the sort of big ERP systems that are about. So it's well worth looking at it. Out of all the cloud systems, I think it's generally recognised that it will cope better, particularly if foreign currency is involved. It certainly is the best software with foreign currency out of the small business cloud software. But generally we found that the majority of businesses, if they need something more, like whether it's stock control or dealing with product or dealing with job costing and everything else, that usually Xero will do the finance bit of it really, really well, and then there'll be an add-on that will suit to help with the rest of it. But I mean, obviously, if it's a very, very big business, then Xero is sort of small inverted commas business software. Having said that, there have been people using it up to 100 million turnover, but it does depend on the volume of transactions and things. So if you're a much bigger business, then it may well be that you're going to have to spend out tens of thousands on the sort of the right SaaS or SaaS software for you. So it's just making sure that it's right, and that's where using somebody like us it's much better to talk to us, and so that we can actually really look and see if Xero suits you. But I have to say, for pretty well all the family businesses we know and we work with, Xero is an absolutely ideal solution for them. So I think but there will be exceptions, obviously.
Fantastic. No, ma'am, I think basically that is it for the questions at the moment. But if there is anything else, please do get in contact with us, and we can go and answer that sort of outside of the webinar. Yeah. But Penny, over to you.
Lovely. Okay, well, it was just really to thank you all for joining me today. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to be here, and hope to be able to help you beyond today's session with achieving more time, mind and financial freedom. Do please email us if you would like you know, either a copy of the video of the recording of the webinar, or you know, the sort of 3 freedoms sheet. I'm sorry, I still haven't really worked out how to do a survey that actually works, and from Zoom yet, so I need to work on that one. But do let us know. Just contact us via the website. There's a form there, or you know, or just pop an email in. It's penny.rowden@rowdens-ltd.co.uk, and you know, we look forward to chatting in the future. Okay, thanks very much, everyone.